Yo, what is going on, guys? It is the DFS Shark. We are back with another day of some DFS. We got the NBA playoffs today. We got 4 games on the slate today, and we got MLB, just a full slate of games. So today's video is going to specifically be about MLB, but I am going to throw some NBA in the Discord later on as I work on my slips. Keep in mind, Prizepicks has this Jokic half-point square, so a free square they're giving us for Monday's game against the Lakers. I'm going to be throwing that in the slip today. But as always, guys, y'all watch these videos, y'all like these breakdowns, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be alerted as soon as these breakdown videos drop. I'm dropping Prizepicks videos like this every single morning. At the moment, it's MLB. It was NBA all season, but we're sort of shifting into MLB, and I'm still throwing the NBA playoff plays in the Discord. But I'm starting to really key in on baseball because we got a long season, a lot of value on the board with, 10 plus games seems like every day now. But if y'all want these free plays even sooner before these videos even come out so these plays don't get bumped or removed like Prizepicks has been doing lately, they've been on it. Join the Discord. It's free to join. Link is in the description. I'll throw the link in the comments for you as well. But let's go over yesterday's play and what happened in yesterday's video. The day before this day, we hit a 7X. We hit all 5 of our plays, and we hit the double as well. So not the type of follow-up day I would like to see. But it is what it is. This is what happened, right? We had Jung-Ho Lee who didn't end up playing, which is a common theme in baseball. You'll start seeing if you're putting your slips in early, a lot of your players are not going to play. Quan hit a double down the line and hurt us on this line, right? We were just hoping, if he did get a hit, which I figured he would get a hit, would be just we'll hold him to one single, right? But he ended up hitting one down the line, a really good hit. Nothing we could do about that there. If we go to the 5-man slip, we had another do not play on Gallo. Fletcher stayed under, and then Morel ended up getting walked. Because AJ Puck, man, I'm just going to have to avoid AJ Puck in the future on the Marlins. His control is just all over the place. He's everywhere, man. So keep that in mind. If you got to underwalk on somebody, don't pair him up against AJ Puck because he's just out of control out there on the mound. But it's a great time for y'all to get started if y'all want to get started on Prizepicks. If you're not on here, dropping this promo code up to 100% match deposit bonus. Chalkboard, same thing, dropping this code SHARK here. If you do either of these, message me in the Discord. I'm going to set you up on the premium plays for 30 days so we can start getting these dubs together. And like I said, if you're in the Discord, the free play section is where I share all of the free plays every single day. It's where I shared yesterday's play, and then I add plays throughout the day. So jump in here if you want to get a part of the free play section. But since I appreciate y'all, I'm going to be running another special today. I kind of randomly run these specials throughout the videos for those who watch and show love. I appreciate it. So I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing over a couple of videos now. Drop me the basketball emoji in the Discord. Go to the Discord, join the Discord, message me. Don't put it in the chat or nothing. Just drop me a message, the basketball emoji, and I'm gonna set you up for a week free on the premium plays, right? We got the first round of NBA playoffs coming up starting today. So there's gonna be a lot of action, especially with the MLB just going on daily. If you're looking for somebody who can dive in deep to these MLB plays, as you'll see in this video, that's what I do every single day. So drop me that basketball emoji, and then I'll message you back all the details to get you set up for that 7 days. Let's start getting these dubs together, man. But let's slide on over here to Daily Grind, one of my favorite tools when it comes to finding the best lines. You can adjust Daily Grind, play with it any way you want. Right now, I have it set to MLB, NBA. You can even set data points now. If you want at least 3 books on this, it will filter that down. You can filter by team stat type. Right now, they got Max Struss under 22.5 fantasy score. You got Jared Allen under 34.5. So they're heavy on the unders on the Cleveland game, right? Heavy on the unders. Miles McBride over just to get 1 blocker steal right here. A solid play. So you can see all the lines. Let's slide down till we see a baseball one. The first baseball one I see is Jack Sawinski on the Pirates. Over a total base here. Ronel Blanco under 5 strikeouts. I'm actually on Ronel Blanco on an under pitching outs. He's been pitching well this year, but I think he's going to have some trouble today against the Nationals. So we'll see what happens. But drop in that code SHARK if you want to get started on Daily Grind. Try them out for a month. They're going to hook you up for 25% off your first month with that code. Let's dive into these plays and what I'm seeing in today in baseball. So first play I'm liking is going to be Mitch Keller on the Pirates, right? So we're going less than 6.5 strikeouts. Right, they're going up against the Red Sox. As you see, he's gone under 4 out of his last 5. Going up against the Red Sox. Let's slide over here to the matchup so we can dive deeper into this one, right? So looking at his last 5, he's gone under this 80% of the time, only averaging 5.4. Last 10, 70%. Last 20, 60%. Head-to-head, he did play them back last season. He had 7 strikeouts, so got hooked there. For the season, though, he's gone under 3 out of 4 times. And I want to dive into why this is a good play, really. So if we go for the year, right, you see his ERA 4.50, sort of average, right? Not the best, not the worst. Innings pitched 24, strikeouts per 9, 7.88. So he's not getting a lot of strikeouts per 9 right now. If you slide down to his games for the season, right? Let's go to, I like looking at pitches thrown. So he's averaged about 90 pitches. He hasn't even hit the 100 pitch mark threshold yet, which is good to know that they can pull him as early as 85, 84 pitches. If you look at his strikeouts here, when it comes to pitchers, high K rates is usually like 21, 22 plus. If they can get somewhere right there, they're in a good range. Let's see all his matchups. So far, his first one, he only had 11% strikeout rate there, only a 19% here. He had a really good game against Detroit, but as you know, Detroit is not one of the better offensive teams in the league, 36%. And then against Philly, a solid hitting team, he came back down to 15%. So he's going up against the Pirates, who they have not been the best hitting team this year. If you look at their stats, right, mainly specifically K percentage, they're at 25%. So as a team, they're striking out at a good rate, right, which is not what we want to see. But the thing I'm looking at with Keller is his stats in general. So let's dive a little more deeper. So we go to the RotoWire projection. They actually have him at 5.2. So they have him basically a whole 2 strikeouts under what his line is set at. And we slide over here and we dive into Keller. He's not a big strikeout guy in general. His fastball velocity, his average velocity is 93. So he doesn't throw extremely high heat. He's not really going to blow his fastball by guys. His chase percentage is pretty high, though, so he does have some good breaking pitches. He has a good sinker and cutter and a sweeper that he mixes in to get guys to chase. But you can see his K percentage, right? He's only at 19% K percentage on the year, which isn't the worst, right? But for the guys who are kind of in that elite level, they're usually above like 21 to 22. There's some guys as high as 30%. Those are the top, 1 to 2% of the league. So only 19%. Not the highest, but also that line is, I feel like we're getting really good value on that line at 6.5. Now, if that line was at like 5 or 5.5 or even like 6, I wouldn't play this, but I'm liking the value at 6.5 because that's a big difference, that extra one. Guys don't hit the ball hard on him, so he's a solid pitcher. But as far as strikeouts, he's kind of average. You can see the MLB average for K percentage is about 22.2. So if you can get above that, you're in good shape. And he's right at the average for his career. For this season, though, he's actually under that average by about 3 points. So we're getting a solid value on Mitch Keller's line here. That's going to be the first play we're going to be rolling with, the under on his strikeouts. If I see a common theme here, y'all know I like pitcher lines, unders. Those are my favorite lines in the MLB because you have a lot of things in your favor when you're betting under strikeouts or even earned pitching outs. There's a lot of different factors. A pitcher could get hurt. A pitcher could actually be pitching a really good game, but they could be throwing a whole lot of pitches, right? They could be having a shutout first 4 innings, but they might have thrown 80 pitches already to get that, right? Or they might have just been working out of jams. So there's a lot of things that can go in your favor on these unders. Keep that in mind when you're looking at your lines, because this channel isn't all about giving you picks. It's about giving you insight and stats analysis, putting things in your head. So when you're looking at your plays, you can really dive in and figure out what you're looking for. Next play we're going is Dakota Hudson under 3.5 strikeouts here against Seattle. All right, so let's dive deep into Dakota Hudson here. So for the season, you can see he's actually had a couple of decent games here. He had 2 strikeouts here where he went under, and then he had a 4-5 game here, right? So don't let the trend scare you away from this one. If you dive deeper into the stats and what's really going on, you'll see this is actually a very solid play. So last 5, this is going back to last season, right? But you can see going back to last season, he stayed under this line very consistently. And I don't like diving deep into last season too much, so let's kind of look into this season's stats. 4.15 ERA. You can see his strikeouts per 9 is only at 5.1 compared to like Mitch Keller, who is I think at 7 or 8. So way down strikeouts per 9. If you go here to his batters faced and strikeouts, these are those 3 games here. He had about a 9%, 16%, and then a 19%. So under that 20% mark. You still hit these overs because the over is set pretty low, but they're playing in Colorado. Keep in mind, so that ball's going to travel, which means they could put up a lot more runs on him. They could hit a lot more home runs and causing him to come out the game early. So it's always an advantage for the hitter in Colorado. And we slide down to the Mariners. So just looking at this, they are hitting the ball terrible. I'm not going to lie. K percentage 30.5% K percentage as a team, right? They are not hitting well, striking out a lot. But they're running into a solid matchup here in a solid hitter's park, or one of the best hitter's park in the MLB. Even if he pitches well, he's not a pitcher who strikes out a lot, and let me show you why. So you go to the projections, they only have him projected at 3 Ks, 4.9 innings pitched here. If you dive deep in here, he's not a pitcher that's going to blow it by you either. His K rates, his fastball velo is only 90.9, so super low here. And if we slide down here to all of the major stats for as a pitcher, chase percentage, whiff percentage, and K percentage, you can see he's on the bottom of all these, right? His K percentage is only at 15%, so super low compared to like Keller, who is at 19, and the league average is 22. So he's going to stay under this line a lot of times at that rate, right? You can see he gets a lot of ground balls. Most of his outs are going to come from ground balls. And if you go back and look at his career, if you look at his last couple of seasons, he's only had like a couple, three or four starts this year. So he's at 15%, so he's off to a hot start. But going back to his last couple of seasons, he was in the bottom 1% of the league both seasons in K percentage. So he's not a big strikeout guy at all. He's not going to blow it past hitters. As you can see here, most of his outs are going to come from ground balls. So he's going to get a lot of guys to roll over on his breaking pitches. Throws that sinker heavy. Most of the time, he's throwing the sinker 38% of the time, and then a slider. And then he throws that four seam only 15% of the time. So a lot of his outs are going to come on ground balls, or these sliders getting guys to roll over. So I'm liking Dakota Hudson staying on the under here. Those are going to be my top 2 plays. We're locking those in. And then let's dive into 3 more plays that I'm liking. So Trevor Williams, we're going under 4 strikeouts. I would have liked to have got this line at 4.5, but I'll take the push potential here. Going up against the Astros, who, as we know, they can hit the ball. They don't strike out a lot either. They're number 2 right now across pretty much all categories hitting-wise in the league, even though their record might not reflect that. They've been hitting the ball well, it's just their pitching hasn't been doing well. So Trevor Williams, I'm liking him. A lot of players, I think, on the Astros, Abreu, Bregman, and Altuve all have really good stats against him, and all their K rates are under 20% against Trevor Williams. So solid matchup here with those guys. Next player is actually a player who screwed us the other day. We were on this line under 0.5 strikeouts, Jose Ramirez. But if you go look at Jose Ramirez throughout his career, his K strikeout percentage at the plate has been around 11% throughout his whole career. So probably across the league, he's probably a top 3 contact hitter, or at least top 5 to top 10, right? Because he's shown that he can put the ball in play consistently. This year, he's at like 9 to 10% on his K percentage. So he hardly strikes out. For every 100 at bats, he's only striking out like 10 at bats. So he's a solid hitter. You can bet on him putting the ball in play. And he has a good matchup against Oakland today. So I like him just doing anything other than a strikeout today, staying under that line here. And then we got Corey Lee here. We're going under 1.5 strikeouts on him. So he's not like Ramirez, right? His K rate for the season is 19%, which is actually lower than his last couple of years. He's been sitting around 25 to 30, but you could tell he's made some changes in the offseason. He's putting the ball in play more now. They do have a tough matchup against Zach Wheeler, whose K rate's probably around like 25 to 26. He's a good strikeout pitcher, but I'm liking with the adjustments Corey Lee's made this year, putting the ball in play more. I'm liking him to just not strike out twice, right? He can get one on him, but as long as he can put that ball in play against Wheeler, and then whoever comes in after that, we're looking good on this line. These are going to be my top 5 plays for the day on MLB, right? If you want to lock these in, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Like I said, drop in either of these codes, and I'll set you up for 30 days in the premium, right? You only need to deposit minimum $10 on either of these sites to get started. Or if you just want to try out the premium for a week free, drop me that basketball emoji in the Discord. Send me a message. Don't put it in the chat. Send me a message, and I'm going to set you up for 7 days free in the premium. That's going to be it for this one, guys. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy some basketball. There's a big boxing match tonight with Garcia and Haney. So let me know in the comments who y'all got getting that dub tonight. I got Haney, but I got him in by decision in 12 rounds. So we'll see what happens there. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Take care.